The cow was swept away by floodwaters and ended up entangled in a tree. Luckily, people discovered and rescued it. The elk was trapped up to its neck in mud, unable to free itself. A power vehicle was needed to extract it from the muck. Flood forced villagers to evacuate, but they didn't abandon these poor animals.
Cows from West Gen over here, but we need to get some more help here from our province.
Hey. Hey, it's okay. Hey. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. Okay. It's okay. Ooh!
Of a tree trunk, a frightened orphan bear cub hid in fear. This rescue team retrieved it from the tree and provided it with a new and safe haven.
Okay. Come on, little guy.
Maybe if we cover his head, it will help calm.
Oh, poor thing, she's stuck in the fence. And the second one took all the strength they had because it was quite tangled in the wire. It was pulling the wire plus the hoof at the same time, basically. Stood up for a second.
Was rescued from a frozen river in Siberia after local hunters spotted the animal struggling in the cold ice water. The four men worked together for 4 hours to cut a path for the deer to pull him out of the river. The rescue team then immediately started rubbing the deer to try and restore circulation to the freezing animal before warming it up by a fire. The deer was then taken to a local garage where it was fed with lard and vodka. After recovering, the men released the deer, which ran gratefully back into the forest. In the search for food, a brave woman decided to stay behind, continuing to feed stray dogs and rescue as many animals as possible. One of those lucky few was Zuza, who urgently needed to be taken to a clinic to be saved at the last moment. She was suffering from heartworms, causing a lot of liquid to accumulate in her belly. But thanks to these amazing rescuers, they were able to pump out 10 liters of liquid out of her belly. And only a couple of weeks later, Zuza was miraculously on the right path to a healthy life again. Tiny kitten was stuck under a bridge. These people tried to save it using a landing net. Their first attempt failed miserably, and the kitten was now drowning in the river. Luckily, they eventually managed to rake the kitten ashore and perform CPR, saving its life.
Cannot imagine the difficulties that this dolphin had to go through. Despite its best efforts, it couldn't return to the ocean on its own. These kind-hearted people came together to help the little dolphin find its way back home. And firefighters did their best to rescue it safely. For a firefighter, any life is important. Even if it's just a kitten with a small chance of survival.
Nice blonde.
When this bear's head got stuck in the barrel, it could only hope for some miracle. And that finally happened, that it was able to return to its family.
There we go. Heads up, bud.
Make sure to leave a comment down below if any of these heartwarming stories touched your heart a little extra. And while you're down there, don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to our channel with notifications. So tired from a long flight that it decided to rest its wings and instead cruise around on the hood of a car. And luckily, the driver was kind enough to give it a ride.
Just hanging out, enjoying it.
looking at me and laughing.
Into the water to wrestle with an alligator. Why? Because its strong jaw is locked onto his little puppy. But with a cigar in his mouth, he used all his strength to pry the predator's jaw open, allowing the dog to say, "See you later, alligator." A tiny kitten was thrown out onto the highway, and all the cars kept passing by without stopping. But fortunately, all of humanity is not yet lost, as this kind man stops to pick it up and bring the kitten to safety.
It seems that this baby orca was trying to take humans somewhere. It turns out their mother was having trouble with her tail, and they brought them back together. The horse's tether was caught on jagged rocks, leaving it trapped without food or water for 20 days. Look at this emancipated body. We can just see how much it suffered. Wing and tongue became entangled in a fishing line, rendering it unable to swim or move.
I cut the one on the face.
The police and a kind-hearted woman rescued it.
Pelican's gonna live another day. There it goes. You're there. Oh. Don't drop the brake. Don't drop the brake. Make sure her neck goes off the brake. Yeah. You want to back play off?
The sticks are the only way to capture the cub without hurting it.
You need help to get down? Easy. Hey, hey, shh. Hey, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you, okay?
His sincerity touched this little bobcat.
Yeah, buddy. Okay, you got it. You're free.
Oh, wait.
This moose got stuck on the rail. The rescue team picked it up with a railroad crane truck and relocated it to a safe area so it could return home. The mother dog was pleading with humans to save her puppies.
Geldi. Çek. Gel kuzum gel. Çek. Birini çıkardık. İkinci de geldi. Bir daha var geliyor.
The small leg of this hawk got caught in the table, leaving it in a pretty uncomfortable position. After some cries for help, the pig's owner appeared. This anaconda was fearless and determined to fight for its prey. But this brave man did not give up and successfully chased away that villain.
How this baby deer ended up in the middle of a lake, but today is definitely his lucky day. It was so exhausted that it just couldn't walk, so this man became a temporary stand-in for its mother until...
You'll be okay, little one. There you go, little one. You go find mama. You get out of here. There you go. There she goes, guys.
this sweet ending. When a man was going to check on his car after a snowstorm in minus 50-degree weather, he suddenly heard screams for help coming from a nearby van. It was covered in snow, and inside he found a terrified little puppy who had spent the night all alone in the freezing cold. Its careless owner had left the poor innocent dog there to die a horrible death, but now the dog has finally gotten a loving family that deserves her. This squirrel was doomed and desperately needed help from a human. That's when it made the bravest decision of its life. The squirrel came to a parking lot in hopes of finding a kind soul that would save it.
Hey, oh my God.
And thankfully, it worked.
Oh my God.
Two compassionate men endeavored to aid a wolf ensnared in a trap, despite the poor animal's fierce resistance, as it likely felt threatened. Undeterred by the danger, they bravely determined to rescue it. What a lucky dog who encountered some kind-hearted passerby. Looking for food, a python got stuck in the manhole cover. People then saved him and calmed him down.
Yeah, it's good, really good. Go! Off you go! Do not.
This turtle had been waiting here for a long time before someone came by, allowing it to return freely to the sea. Previous night, this tall giraffe fell into a swimming pool.
1, 2, 3.
It was difficult for everyone to deal with such a large and heavy animal, but their collective effort enabled it to return to the forest.
Come on, Willie. There's a all right, sweetheart. All right, you did get wet. You didn't know what water was, did you?
Got closer to the dog.
His owner heartlessly abandoned him at the railway track. This is the hero who saved him. The sloth was unaware of the precarious situation it was in. In order to safely approach it, this utility worker used a broomstick and both parties successfully reached ground. Forest fires are always the most devastating disasters for wildlife. The rescue team was working tirelessly to save those innocent lives. I really hope they can get over this.
Come on, darling. Slippery, hey?
This girl has a kind heart.
Ah, beautiful job.
And I really admire the way her mother rewards her. 1-month-old Joey has become an orphan. Despite the slim chance of survival, people were doing everything they could to save the poor little Joey. A faint cry led the group to discover a stranded bear. They managed to save it. After being trapped for so long, everything around it seems so strange.
A calf wandered out onto the thin ice and couldn't be saved in any usual way. So that's when the rescuers came up with a risky but brilliant idea, blowing it off to shore with a helicopter. Poor little creature is a hedgehog without needles, but thanks to its kind rescuer, who decided to do everything she could to save its life, the hedgehog grew back its needles and was released back into the wild. A severe drought in India led a dehydrated cobra to do the unthinkable, to ask humans for some water. Fox got stuck under a heavy rock. But fortunately, these workers saw his friend Matthew get hit by a car and never left his side. No one would have found the injured dog if it wasn't for his friend patiently waiting in the middle of the road for help. Once found, they quickly headed to the emergency room, and when Matthew finally left the ER, they made sure to bring a very special surprise.
Who is that?